while little Martin Luther King Jr. was being inspired by Frederick Douglass, another little boy by the name of Malcolm Little was being inspired by his father, Earl Little, who found his inspiration with a man by the name of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the leader of the Black nationalist movement, who was famous for saying, "Up, you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will." And he ran a ship called the Black Star Line and did trade with nations around the world. Because Earl Little was a successful businessman in Omaha, Nebraska, when the Ku Klux Klan found out about it, they kidnapped Earl and they tied him up and they laid him across a railroad track and allowed for a trolley car to run over his body, killing him. Malcolm's mother was sent to an insane asylum and he became a foster child. He moved from home to home and finally found stability with a white family in Lansing, Michigan. There, he became class president and a straight A student. And one day, the teacher went around the class asking the children what they wanted to be when they grew up. And she came to Malcolm and she said, "Malcolm, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Malcolm said, "I want to be a lawyer." The teacher said, "Now, Malcolm, being a lawyer is very unrealistic for a nigger. You need to think more about being a janitor or something like that, but a lawyer is very unrealistic." Why would a teacher do this to a young child's dream? It was the chicken telling the eagle not to aspire to be an eagle, but to remain a chicken. Has this ever happened to you? It's happened to me. It's happened to all three of my children. Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Month, said, "There would be no lynching if it did not start in the classroom." Like most urban children, Malcolm's grades began to fall, and he eventually fell into crime and landed in prison. But it was in prison where he loved the power of the written and spoken word. He taught himself how to read again. He read through the Bible from cover to cover. He read the Quran from cover to cover. He even read the dictionary from cover to cover, and he ran into the writings of a man by the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Black Muslim movement, and changed his name from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X. He came down to Selma, where Dr. King was in jail, and he told his wife, if they won't listen to him, they'll have to listen to me. Those of you who come out here to hear us tell you to love the white man, you've come to the wrong place. And those of you who come out here to hear us tell you to turn the other cheek in the face of a violent white man, I say again, you've come to the wrong place. When we come together, we don't come together as Baptist or Methodist. You don't catch hell because you're Baptist. You don't catch hell because you're Methodist. You don't catch hell because you're Greek. You don't catch hell because you're Mason. You don't catch hell because you're an elk. You don't catch hell because you're a Democrat. You don't catch hell because you're a Republican. And you surely don't catch hell because you're an American, because if you're an American, you don't catch no hell. In Birmingham, Alabama, they spray down youth with fire hose. They sick police dogs on little black boys and girls. Now, we are a peaceful people. We love everyone who loves us, but we do not love anyone who does not love us. We are nonviolent with those who are nonviolent with us, but we are not nonviolent with anyone who is violent with us. We declare our rights on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be treated as a human being, to be respected as a human being in this day, in this society, on this earth, which we intend to bring about by any means necessary. I'd like to talk to you today about the difference between the Black Revolution and the Negro Revolution. Are they both the same? And if they are not, what is the difference? Well, let's look at the American Revolution in 1776. That revolution was for what? Land. Why do they want land? Independence. How did they go about it? Bloodshed. The French Revolution, what did they want? Land. Why did they want land? Independence. How did they go about it? Bloodshed. The Russian Revolution, what did they want? Land. Why did they want land? Independence. How did they go about it? Bloodshed. You haven't got a revolution that doesn't involve bloodshed, and you all are afraid to bleed. Oh yes, you are afraid to bleed. The Negro Revolution is not trying to build a nation, but is trying to crawl back on the plantation. In that great farce on Washington, which you call the March on Washington, the white man had you fooled, had you thinking you really were going somewhere, when all you really were doing was marching in between the feet of a dead man named Lincoln and the feet of a dead man named Washington. Oh, I know you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I can prove what I'm saying. You bring me King, bring me Farmer, bring me Randolph and those other three, and see if they'll deny it over a microphone. No, it was a sellout. It was a takeover. It was a circus, clowns and all. They infiltrated it. They integrated it. What do you do with coffee when it's too strong? You integrate it with cream. Then it ceases to wake you up. It puts you to sleep. And most of you all like cream in your coffee because if it's too black, it's too strong. Oh yes. In 1965, in the Audubon Ballroom in Harlem, New York, Malcolm X, in a packed room, was about to give a speech, and he was gunned down and murdered by several black men. Perhaps he was too black. Perhaps he was too strong.